naye obooli awo enkya obooli nga chairman nafunye owa boda nga agamba ABCD mwami Kakaire nakoze ya receiving owa boda nga agala pichi za looni namusindika mu boda. So enkola gye tutongoza olwaleero n'ebirala bingi ne munzikirize olw'obudde okulangira mu butongole nti bannange bano nga sekita yatandika union twabaaniriza era olwaleero tutongoza obumu bwaffe nabo era bakulu bange okuva n'olwaleero tuli wamu mu butongole tugende tunoonyeze bannaffe enkulaakulana ne tukulembera ate tugatte ne ku ggwanga lyaffe ennyingiza mu misolo nkimanyi tugenda kukola bingi nnyo gavumenti ebigera n'ogiwaliriza okubanga etubaako ekifo weetuteeka ng'abakozi wamu. N'ebigambo ebyo nja kusaba era tugenda tutyo nga bwe twajja omuto yayita omukulu addako mukulu wange addako ajja kuyita mukulu wange era addako tuyite amalize nga tuyita omukulu w'ekika owa twaka so muzikiziranize mwami Rashid chairman wange wa taxi union aje naye abeeko byatugamba. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. Mr. Farouk. Ya Farouk. Sebo neyanza muto waffe mukadde waffe Fred njagala okusiima olw'ebigambo byo ebiguddewo olukuŋŋaana lwaffe baganda baffe ab'amawulire ate nammwe twagala okubaaniriza n'okusiima okubeerawo buli bwe tuba tulina kye tukola olw'ensonga bwe tubikola ffekka tubanga babikoledde mu nzikiza ensi eyinza obutabimanya ne twagala okubasiima olw'okutubeererangawo ng'era Frank bw'ayogedde nange bw'ogenda ku Google n'ogugolinga taxi omusajja wakakofiira yasooka ku page. So njagala kubasiima ate nsiimire baganda bange abakulembeze bwe tukulembera omulimu gwa taxi kuli mukulu Mayambala Mustafa mukulu Haji Majidu Nseko mukulu Grace bw'owulira Sekindi n'owulira Mayambala ne mukulu Kidde sebo watudde ku mmeeza y'abatraka ab'emipiira 24 weeyagaliza sebo bw'owulira erinnya lya Sekindi ne Mayambala abamanyi ebyafaayo bya taxi tekigaana kuyisa ngalo mu maaso noga nti alhamdulillah abasajja abo basobola okubeera ewamu so twaliko ebyafaayo naye nga tebyali birungi kati olwaleero bwe tuba nga tusobola okubeera ewamu ku lw'abaganda baffe be tukulembera abataxi ekyo twagala okyebaliza Katonda. Nange njagala okusiima omukago guno gye gwatandikira abakulu Frank Mawejje nga bwana Fred bw'ayogedde kituufu tuludde mu struggle z'ebyentambula naye Katonda ffe yatusaasira nze ne Mayambala n'abalala ne twegatta ne nnoonya muto waffe Mawejje ne mugamba nti nammwe mukole ekifaanana ekyaffe ne tutambula nga mwewaanirako mweragirako until 2025 yali January nga 15 oyampa invitation card mu Serena Hotel nasooka ningamba owa boda mpita atya nga nkyaza mu Serena ngenda okutuukayo ng'ekyamazima alina ekintu kyeyali akoze kyali kinene naye nasooka kubuusabuusa nti oba oliawo ebyo bisoboka Fred mumanyi ebyabisobola until we nalaba Mawejje nga ampeereza akafaananyi ali India ali ne bamanufacturers boda ne China we natandikira okubuuka nti waliwo kye tumisinga nensaba mukulu Fred nti naffe twagala tujoyininge mu nteekateeka y'okwekulaakulanya kuba tumaze okwegatta naye ki kye tugatta ku bantu baffe ate be tukulembera. So Fred bw'ajja ne idea y'okukozesa nambaazi zaffe, nasaba baganda bange bwe tukulembera omulimu gwa taxi tutambule ne bato baffe aba boda boda. Era njagala okusiima mwami Mawejje, oba oli awo mulala yaliganye mu kweyagaliza n'agaa nti awo engeri gye mbalese step kambalekere ddala, naye yakkiriza tutambulire wamu. So mu bbanga ndowooza lya myezi 3 gye twakatambula, waliwo bingi aba taxi bye tufunye n'ekifaananyi okukyuka nga mu byo lwe lugendo bwana Fred Senoga lwayogeddeko, lwe twatotta abantu baffe abasoba 10 ne balinnya ennyonyi okugenda e Dubai. Baganda baffe bano baadde baweze omwaka ne batuwa siloti z'abantu nga 3 ne tufuna owa taxi nga ne mu kika kye temuliimu yali alowoozezza kuwerekera muntu ku kisaawe Entebbe, naye ne tumugaa nti ekirooto weekiri ekyokulinnyako ennyonyi. Ate kulinnya ennyonyi n'agenda asula e Dubai mu 7-star hotel, sina 5, 7-star hotel, nga omuntu omu yasaasaanyiziddwako sente zisoba mu bukadde 19. Ekyo nga kyavuddemu bwegassi buno nga tukozesa nambaazi zaffe, si kintu kitono nnyo. Mwami Fred ayogedde ng'aba taxi, era nga tumaze okulonkinga omukago guno, kuba luli tubadde tukutambuliramu naye nga gulabikira nnyo mu boda boda. Katugenda okutambulira mu Union Transport Alliance nga buli omu nga bwana Musisi bw'aba alaga kiki ekyaba trucks, Kakayire n'alaga ekyaba baasi, Mawejje n'alaga ekya boda, Sekindi ne balaga ekya taxi. Kati Mawejje yatusoose alina pikipiki z'amasannyalaze ku kkubo zitambula ezisoba mu 1,000. Mu bbanga ttono taxi tulina naffe kye tugenda okulonkinga, era tujja kubayita tukomewo. Ennaku ezo mwalaba nga gavumenti evuddeyo ebimotoka byammwe biganyegenya nga tukozesa alliance eno. Biganyegenya tugenda bijja ku kkubo, tuleete morofezia abantu baffe bazivuge, ate nga bazivuga to own, bavuga ku pass. So obwo bwe bulungi bw'okukozesa nambaazi n'obwegassi buno. Era mu nnaku ntono tujja bayita naffe nga tuintroducinga emmotoka ez'amasannyalaze, kubanga order nga tuyita mu business product advisor waffe twamaze ddo ogiteekayo mu Kira Motors. Tujja bayita nga tuzilonkinga ate empitirivu oba 2 n'emmotoka ezisoba mu 20,000 insha Allah. So njagala kwebaza olw'enteekateeka eno. Buli muntu ayagaliza Uganda ebirungi, ekyamazima agiwagire buwagizi ate agyegatteko bwegassi. Nga Fred bw'ayogedde, kino tekiringiriza muntu ali ku stage ye, ne tugenda kukozesa nambaazi zaffe ate okubaako bye tuleeta ku stage. Era ezo emmotoka ze njogeddeko bwe tunaazireeta tugenda ziwa ab'amastage bazivuge, abaderiva ku mastage bazivuge. Tetulina gwe tugenda kuyingirira wazira okujjako okwongerako obwongezi. Mbadde wano nenkolayo ka brief summary wano. Engeri gye ndabawo wano tulinawo ab'oluzungu, nja kasoma. First of all, I'd like to warmly greet and thank all of you who have managed to attend this historical occasion as we launch a new collaboration that brings together operators in the passenger transport sector, including border, taxis, buses, as well as others, in the cargo transport sector who operated trucks.
Major Master Asimwe. She's the one in charge of coordinating all these RDCs in terms of monitoring their discipline. How are they? If they themselves are corrupt, she's supposed to take charge of that. Land issues which they're handling, how are they performing it? How are they coordinating government projects and programs? She has a very big office, and she has regional officers. In West Nile, we have one. In northern Uganda, we have one. In western Uganda, we have one. In the Buganda region, we have one. In Busoga, we have one. In the Koromojo, we have one. So everywhere, the coordination officers are there. And we have what we call even chief whips and deans of these areas. So in terms of coordination, we think that if another DC misbehaves, some of them issues are done at the regional level. So there is no problem with coordination, but my brother said that central districts transferable. Yes, they are transferable. Much as some of them were appointed from the very region, but if we find that he's no longer useful in that region, he's no longer useful, we take him to another place where he can be useful. So that one is no problem with it.
Procedure, Chair.
What?
Chair, before the PS leave the area of coordination and so forth, we are aware that there is regional commissioners, as you said, is headed by Major Mata. But can you talk about the budget for regional offices? You said the regional office, do they have budget? And maybe the regional commissioners, do they have sufficient budget to do monitoring?
On the issue of the budget, yes, we have that office there. It has a budget. It has a budget. That budget is configured in such a way that these offices which are being created, they are supposed to be facilitated. How are they going to work? They are facilitated every month. They have new vehicles. They have offices. So the issue of what we can say that is it enough? That is the question. Maybe I would think that is that money enough? It may not be enough because there has never been enough money. But at least I'm sure they have something to start with. I don't think that there is a regional commission who can say that I don't have transport, I don't have money for fuel. They get monthly funds for fuel and for allowances. That one, and that one they have. But it may not be enough. That one I may argue that it's not enough, and we shall never have enough anyway. That's what I can say about that thing. Now, on the issue of wage absorption, this one will be handled by this gentleman. All those questions which came will be handled by. And on the issue of office premises, as the deputy chair of this committee's premises, we are constructing one office every financial year, and on average, it takes about 700 million shillings to have that office. That office, like Honorable Mama always said, that we accommodate the office of the DSO, it is there, and other government offices which are relevant to office of the president. So it's a big building which costs 700 shillings average. So because it goes through procurement, it can go through 750, sometimes 800, according to those people who have bid.
So, Haji, how much has been provided in the MTF?
We have only one office. We construct only one. That's why we are appealing to you that can you give us 2.8 billion so that you can construct 4 at least in every part of the But Madam Chair. But now we are appealing to the committee that give us 2.8 billion.
Madam Chair.
So that we can construct at least 4 in every region per year.
Madam Chair, the budgeting process changed. Haji is very aware that he financed their working groups. You allocated the money and you proportion it according to the priorities. Did you have such interaction?
We had an interaction with the Minister of Finance, and they told us that their resources right now, the budget is constrained. But that one does not stop us coming here to the committee to ask you that you also back us. And when you back us, at least we can maybe next financial go back and say that even the committee backed us. You see this recommendation. And we need the recommendation to get that money. Yes, so that's the recommendation we are seeking from here.
PS, we were with ISO and ESO yesterday.
Yes.
And they raised the issue of infrastructure, construction also, in different regions.
Yeah.
And when we advised about what you're saying, that the RDC's office, where you can also share with the DISO and the GISO, they brought it up like it compromises some of their security. So they are looking at having.
Madam Ayusha was around. It was unfortunate that I was not around. I was in cabinet yesterday. But otherwise, I would have prepared your note. The RDC is the head of security.
Exactly, in each district.
And he chairs a district security committee. That district security committee, the DISO is the secretary of the district security committee. In other words, the right-hand person in the district of the RDC is the DISO. Now, what's wrong with sitting together with them?
They claim that the RDC and the DISO, much as all of them are in the same environment, but they do different work. That each one, there are certain things the DISO does.
I know in intelligence there are certain information which they can preserve for themselves and take them to the Director General. But on the whole, the information which they collect, they must share it with the RDC, with the chairperson of the district in terms of security.
I understand the DISOs always do some counter intelligence.
Okay. Now, being the head,
that is okay.
Being the head as office of the president, you're here. The head, and I know that. Okay, let's look at ISO and ESO being, because now you're saying the RDC, the ISO, the RDC. I know is the head of the security, because he's the one even who commands everything that head of the security. So yesterday when they were here, and they also trying to find money to put up buildings. We told them, in our districts, I'll always give an example of Chikove district, because that's my district.
Where I come from.
The RDC sits with the DISO.
And that's how it has been.
And that's how it has been for as long as I can remember. So for us really to cut down on expenditure, why can't we have one? That's what I was suggesting.
I leave it to
Chair.
to make a decision.
Chair, procedure. Procedure, Chair.
Honorable, I wouldn't want to go into that because that was another.
Okay.
I leave it to the committee to make a
Chair.
decision.
Chair, the procedural issue I want to raise is, since all the entities appear before this committee, why don't we call these entities and harmonize with them together? Because for sure, really RDC is the head of the security at the district. And by the way, DISO is the secretary to the RDC in the security committee. And we have no reason of saying DISO must have office in another place, RDC must have office here. Yet the nature of the structure put for RDCs in every district is a very huge structure which can accommodate so many staffs, if that is the same level of building in every district. RDC alone cannot utilize all those offices built for him. Why don't we spare some resources to do other things and accommodate all this together? Very simple thing. If you are this, why don't you work with RDC? Why do you want to work in isolation when you were secretary to this person here? Huh?
Thank you. Let's
So, Madam Deputy Chair, I want now to go to the issue of Afro-Arab. Afro-Arab, we bought the land. We have got 22 acres at a place called Ika. When you reach Kauku, you take that Kasanje, somewhere called Kasanje sub-county. You bought 22 acres, and they are there. We are now waiting for the our Arab allies to start fundraising so that we can build that institute, as the president said. The president is going to take it on himself to make sure that those Arab allies can contribute money, and we are still waiting. Let's finish this election, the swearing in. I'm sure in the next term the president will be able to do that, and we get money for this institute to be built there.
Wasn't there some money released during the course of during this current financial year? Particularly for that?
This current financial year, we had a workshop, the conference, where all the youth from Arab countries and Africa came and converged in Nyonyo. They deliberated, but the issue of the fundraising did not come out. Okay. The president said that we'll handle that one alone. Yes. So, other issues, I want Mr. Sadat here to handle them.
Thank you, Chair. Through my permanent secretary, I'll go to the issue of the absorption of the wage. The performance in terms of absorption was low due to the fact that there was delayed access to the payroll by some of our staff, the secretaries that were appointed, because they were undergoing mandatory vetting. And also, there was a pending recruitment of drivers, and His Excellency appointed presidential advisors, where validation by means of public service took some time. So all these ones caused us to absorb less than what we would have absorbed. As far as the development budget is concerned, the underperformance in the development budget, honorable members of this noble committee, as you are aware, that development, you must undergo a procurement process. And so by December, the procurements were done, but the vehicles had not yet been delivered. And there is no way you would be able to pay for something not delivered, but the validation period was still on. So they were delivered in January, and that's when payments were made. And that explains the underabsorption within the development budget. As far as the issue of gender and equity is concerned, for Office of the President, Honorable Chair and Honorable Members, right from Cabinet, when we are inducting, we induct both female and male ministers in that particular category. When we are constructing the offices, we have ramps to cater for people who are disadvantaged in that particular area, but also obviously the facilities are separated for both male and female, taking the issue of gender and equity into consideration. When it comes to our monitoring aspects, we normally focus on those particular issues that will be able to increase household income for the poor, taking into consideration issues of gender and equity. For the meadows we have seen, we have never segregated female. We give both male and female, taking the issue of gender and equity into consideration. It's even one of our issues when we are vetting cabinet policies. We vet the issue of inclusivity in every vetting that we do of all cabinet papers that come, taking the issues of gender and equity seriously into consideration. The other issue of an increment in workshops and seminars, and then the issue of travel inland. Honorable members of this noble committee, as you are aware, Office of the President is an oversight institution. You see, but you don't touch. Oversight institution. And as we go into the new term of office, obviously the manifesto becomes government policy that must be adequately be monitored. Here you have been talking about the issue of coordination being increased with the regional offices. The RDC Secretariat is supposed to monitor and investigate the RDCs within the we have in the country. The issues we are talking about is one of the responsible cardinal role of the commissioners at the RDC Secretariat, the regional commissioners, to investigate the conduct of the RDCs in the various districts where they are placed. They will not investigate that when they are just at the headquarters. They must come to the field, see how this person is performing his duties, and if there are any complaints, be able to address them. If there are capacity gaps, be able to recommend the Secretary of the President that this RDC is wanting and needs to be given capacity in order to be able to deliver. And that involves having resources in travel inland for them to be able to achieve that particular aspect. And forms the basis of the regional trainings that we have for the RDCs, that in this area, such and such aspects are lacking, and therefore this topic should be included for them to be given capacity and be able to deliver. So when such complaints come, it's very key to the PS, so that he also puts pressure on the RDC Secretariat to be able to deliver in their particular aspects. My brother...
Chair, before he leaves that, if that is the mandate of commissioners and the RDC secretaries, and PS said, yes, what they have is not enough, meaning that could be one of the reasons why they are not moving to each regions. Then why don't we look into that issue?
It's an issue that will be considered seriously, the issue of increasing of their resource to be able to perform and be able to deliver. We have noted and be taken into consideration, Chair. Chair, if I look at my brother here, he brings up candid issues that sometimes we share a lot with him, Honorable Honera. Now he brought the issue of UPPC and the issue of equipment. And he has indicated that he has been in this business for quite some time, and his capital does not exceed 300 million. Honorable Chair, the Honorable Member knows that some of the equipment actually go as far as 9 billion shillings. We are not talking about a printer on NASA Road. We are talking about a printer that's in charge of printing government security documents when we talk about UPPC. And I'll be happy, Chair, I'm going to lay down the equipment that we need to buy that accommodate the 30 billion. I'll also share with him, since he has been in the business for some time, so that he can do some benchmarking internationally to find out the prices. I'll be very happy, Chair, and that shall be done. I beg to submit, Chair. Thank you.
The issue of salary enhancement for RDCs didn't come out.
Okay, the issue of salary.
Yeah, for RDCs.
It's true that the committee also has seen it. At the beginning of this year, His Excellency the President saw it, and he directed that the RDCs and chairperson LC5s, their salaries should be increased. And we had a meeting with the Minister of Public Service. But of course, there has been also issues. There have been issues of arts teachers who are teaching arts, who have been having a number of industrial action for some time. So the resources this coming financial year may not be enough to cater for arts teachers and then our political, our LC5 chairpersons and other DCs. But I want to assure that the other financial year, that issue of salaries for other DC chairperson and LC5 is going to be handled. Yes.
Thank you so much for that very good presentation, members. Thank you.
Honorable Chair, I just want to appreciate the PS for the fatherly presentation he made. When I heard him spoke about the offices of the RDC, the issue, and how they can work together, explaining their work ethics and the coordination programming, I felt very happy. You know, when you see an elder trying to guard wastage of resources, I feel happy. So please, I'm very happy for that.
Thank you so much. I also want to add on my colleague to thank the PS for the very good presentation, and the Commissioner of Finance, and above all our Honorable Minister. And we commend you. Thank you. I remember the last time when we had just finished the other campaigns, this term that we are finalizing. Members were facing the same problems. But I remember when the next government took over with a change of deployment, there were several members who had complaints about some of the staff of your RDCs. And I remember so well that some of them you were able to transfer them. I thank you for that. And I know that I hope that if you keep this docket or any other person to come in, and you should, because you have really done it so well. I pray that you can also do the same for these members, because you can imagine a member from Kanyum County have to work with this RDC that really injured him bad. But I know that when
if I was
that
ordinary,
comes up,
if I was ordinary, I would not be here.
I know that it will be.
But
so
the guardian.
I want to thank you, Minister, for that, and the whole of your team. We thank you so much, and we are going to support you. The officers, we need them. The enhancement for our RDCs, we need them, because they do a very good part. In our districts, the RDCs have done a very good job. Even in other districts, apart from with politics, you know, there's a lot that happens. But otherwise, really, they are doing a very good job, and we thank you. Allow me, pardon? 2031. Yes, and we want to thank the President for recognizing that the RDCs need that increment. And like the way he did for teachers, 2031, before 2031, I know that the RDCs will be also catered for. So allow me to close this meeting and usher in the next entity. I thought you would be the right person, the guardian, to see off the PS and the Honorable Minister. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Guardian, please see our visitors out of the building and kindly usher in State House. Go talking to the PS, with the PS about your problems. The PS and the Honorable Minister. The Minister is here, I think, he's still with us. Yeah, the Minister is still with us. Haji is here.
NBS happening now.
One by one, the journey started with a dream, a mic and a voice ready to be heard.
My name is Atim Jane Nyawata.
Andrew Smith.
My name is Patricia Kate.
My name is Lucas Black.
Tusimire Desire.
Pavin Winnie Mpachivi.
Hannah Arinitwe. My name is Phoebe Mulonde.
Welcome to the next phase of the next big voice. This is where the real competition begins. Who has the voice that connects? Who can own the mic under pressure?
We have been told you're bringing P-Square to Uganda.
Yeah.
How true is that?
Glad that you all tuned in.
Got the voice for the station and we'll make
making moves. Take it up to the top, yeah, I got the groove.
If I had the ability to be as good as Eminem, I would definitely.
Who will win the hearts of the listeners and prove they have what it takes to be radio's next big voice? This is not just a competition, it's a transformation. Follow the journey on Next Radio's social media platforms, because in the end, only one will be crowned. The next big voice on
106.1 Next Radio.
Aban Live Productions and Equisio Pasca na Awilo Longomba live omuli Mbarara a University in Easter Sunday Oteferwa Reiji Winunwaji VJ Oje Sharks VVD Tipau Truth 256 Sister Charity Nabandi Aribada nishirinje metware biri Diraha Gate nishirinje metware shatu VIP metware tano MSA Gold milioni emwe Eya Platinum milioni shatu Okubukinga tera notu mshanshu mnani tano Ikumna mkaga chanani tano Chinana nina Bahajirwe NBS Sanyuka TV Afro Mobile Mighty Ride.
Much more fiercely contested than this. One of the fiercest rivalries. Huge clash. He is having the time of his life. Can you feel it? It's shaking.
Management today, the best of Rudy is huge. Legacy launch and send a Yana Marodi. Oking them to Alabidi, and 20 Tano VIP. Gold table ya millionemo. I can see them in Twala Tano. Emiliango Sawa Munga Jikuru. The never be Jimunga come May Kumandas in day. And Mezagonia Kakade, Silver Mitwala Tano. Rudy is huge. I will get Drako, Palazzo, Zizabafana, California, Coco Finger, Josie, Final, the agent, but DJs Abakabinema, MCs in Temalu to be the one. Tickets in Saga Kugies Restaurant, Maruna Cafe, Legacy Lounge Sana, Neko Online Abana Kena Costa Bide Musavo Stanya and Musavo Hashi, Ogula Ticket Yo, Gabitari Domo Sente, GS Restaurant, Pinketta, NBS Music, Sanyuka TV, Afro Mobile, Maruna Cafe, Gabitari Kedwa, Bise Management.
Looking for a household cleaner that truly delivers? Meet Appo, the antibacterial cleaning powder for bathrooms and surfaces. Appo is formulated for 3-dimensional cleaning. It's a scouring agent that scrubs off dirt and stains, a germicide that kills 99.9% of household germs, and it works with water to wash everything away, leaving your bathrooms and ceramics hygienic and sparkling clean. Keep up hygiene standards without breaking the budget. Switch to Appo today. Appo is available at supermarkets and convenience stores countrywide.
You never quite know what you're going to get. The stakes are high. They don't come much more fiercely contested than this. One of the fiercest rivalries. Huge clash. He is having the time of his life. Can you feel it? It's shaking.
No Vegeta Easter Monday Festival. Birabiri Mukaga Kuro Beach and Tebe. Omo Irani Jaita Hashmahan Rama Queen Kama Shiba Karungi Fire Baby Winnie Nwaji John Black Karo Kasita Fig for Micah Joe Steady Katale and Kando Tracy Melon Have a Peace Fefe Bosi Namisha Kapeke Biswanka Maulan and Rain Madrat and Chico Hasidiki Vocals Temperature Touch But comedian never DJ MC Ya Prima Mama So Mukamba Musim Kwamimbi Adakera Wataja Kuimba Hadebad Oniga Kamnyenyi Mumkaga Tanu Kamnyenyi Biri Zero Kadara No Saswa Mtuaro Gumu Hata Kugeto Saswa Gumu Chitundu Habana Basa Swa Mtuaro Gumu Ticket Zili Kumomo Ebyo Kuzanyisa Biabana Hokuga Hekia Nyanja Yoneko Aero Beach Twister Monday Iwagidwa Momo Abitex Promotions Horona Tura Muntebe Fuga.
Coming soon on NBS.
There is a new rhythm rising over Uganda's skylines. Steel, stone, and stories waiting to be told. Beyond the billboards, beyond the gates, there is a world where ambition becomes architecture and vision becomes value. Property 360 is not just another real estate show. It's your passport to 3 incredible journeys. Dream spaces where blueprints breathe. Industry and investing insights where insiders reveal the future. And the property marketplace, your exclusive look at real vetted opportunities.
Uganda's property story is just beginning, and you're invited to be part of it.
Too many ads?